tell you how much I miss every single last one of you. I miss you. I miss you. I missed you, baby. Good rising. Good rising. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. We are back. We are live. We are in the studio. We are in Boston. We have been damn near all over the world, from Texas to Turkey to Ethiopia. 617-282-0062. Call me and just talk to me, baby. Today's Motivational Monday, and I want you to get motivated to get out, get up, and get something. I just want you to get out the damn country. I want you to get out of Boston. I want you to get out of your comfort zone. I want you to get out of everything that you know to be. We're Alex E. Edwards. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. I am not the TaylaAndre that you knew 2 weeks ago, and it feels like it's been a month. I've only been gone for 14 days, baby. I promise it's only been 14 days. But it feels so much longer. How you feeling? What's been going on? What's new? I was all the way tapped out when I was in Ethiopia. I had absolutely no service, no internet. I think social media told on me because I was never around, never posting. And then all of a sudden, whenever I found Wi-Fi, I was uploading stuff, trying to update you guys on what's going on with me. But I tapped out of the news. I tapped out of reality, or what is perceived to be reality. I just wanted to enjoy my time. I wanted to enjoy the moment. I wanted to enjoy the right now. And so I disconnected, not just from social media, but definitely from the news as well. From the media, from the lies, from the alternative facts. I unplugged from Donald Trump. If you ever thought that that was impossible, it was the most beautiful 2 weeks of my life to unplug from a Donald Trump. It was gorgeous. But one of the things that I learned while I was overseas was, coming into America, you cannot have an electronic device over the size of a handheld phone. By way of Donald Trump. Coming from any Arab country, and I was coming from Turkey, we could not have our laptops on the plane. And it was a 10-hour flight. 10 hours. Imagine sitting at your desk for 10 hours. A 10-hour flight. No laptops. Only cell phones. It was heaven. Most people would be like, oh, that was hell. I could have done a lot of work. You could have done a lot of work. Or you could have meditated for 10 hours. You could have focused on the sun rising for 10 hours. That's what I did. I posted the picture online, the different stages of the sun rising, from a completely black sky with stars to the blue lighting up to the sun actually being risen. It was probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. What questions do you have? Because from Texas to Ethiopia, there is so much that I want to share and so much that happened this weekend. Shout out to Tyra. Shout out to Keep Balance. Shout out to her Be the Change Youth Networking event. That was a slam dunk. First event ever, and she nailed it. To the surprise birthday party I had Saturday night. I've never, ever in my life had a surprise birthday party. And then this past week, in the last 7 days, I had two. When I was in Ethiopia, my friend went ahead and threw me a going away party because they felt like I lived there. All the Abishas would speak to me in Amharic because they thought I was Ethiopian. You guys know I'm not. But they were like, you know, you look Abisha. Your nose, your smile, you're beautiful like Abisha. If anything's beautiful, it's because they're Ethiopian. Oh, you're beautiful. You look like Ethiopian. No, I'm Somalian. No. You're beautiful like Ethiopian. That's how they really everything is a comparison to Ethiopia. Oh, this land is gorgeous. It's like Ethiopia. Oh, your hair is pretty. It looks like Ethiopians. Everything is compared to them. Their pride is so amazing. Their food is so good. I never ate alone. Every time I sat down to eat, it was with 4 to 6 to 12 other people. You will never eat alone in any country, from what I understand in Africa. You will never eat alone. It's always a group thing. Everyone eats together. It's a family thing. I felt like I was loved and embraced. I felt like I was home when I was in Ethiopia. For those who don't know, Ethiopia is on the east coast of Africa. I'm not trying to be funny. There are people who don't know where Ethiopia is at all. Ethiopia is on the east coast, similar to how Massachusetts is on the east coast of the United States. So I literally went halfway around the world and received more love than I ever thought was possible by complete strangers. I saw the wealthiest of the wealthy. I saw filthy rich, and I saw real life poverty. No welfare, no food stamps, no mass health, no nothing. No form of assistance. Real life poverty. Here in America, I understand our privilege, and I understand our wealth. As much as we may complain, Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, of the things that we do not have and the things that we lack, I saw overseas how a country and a community coming together needs not outsiders to save them. It was probably the one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced in my life. If you can, do not buy another Mother's Day card. Do not buy another Father's Day card. Do not buy another birthday present or a Christmas gift. Put that money aside. Put it in a savings account. Put it under your mattress. I don't care where you put it. But put it away and get your ass up out the country. Go get your passport. It's $175 to get your passport. Then save that money so you can go ahead and go somewhere. Where do you want to go? You have over 50 countries in Africa you can choose from. Pick one and then go there and see the magnificence and the beauty of where original people stood. To see nothing but melanated creatures governing. The women in Ethiopia run everything. Every business is damn near a woman-owned business. Hashtag Black Girl Magic. It was so beautiful. I have pictures galore, videos in abundance. There is no words that can describe to you the amount of love, the amount of affection, the amount of pride that was given unto me, given back to me, that I want to give back to you. I want to give a huge shout out to Coach Carlos Norton. He played on the 49ers, and after he left the 49ers, he went and studied with the Israelites in Israel. The Black Israelites in Israel. Then he went to Ethiopia and started summer camp. You know how here all the kids during the summer go to camp? They didn't have that in Ethiopia prior to Coach Carlos Norton visiting Ethiopia. Now they have basketball camps in the summer. They have soccer camps in the summer. They have different extracurricular activity camps in the summer. Thanks to Coach Carlos. He's been there for 7 years, has been doing his thing. I was asked by him to do a TV interview, and their Nahu station is similar to our BET, but I can't even compare the two. And the reason why I can't compare the two is because news in Ethiopia is news. You're not going to hear about a damn dog that was saved. You're not going to hear about the cat that got stuck in a drain. You're not going to hear about the little old lady that was helped across the street by the young man. What you're going to hear about is international news, what's going on now, what policies are being affected that will affect you. You will hear about what your leader is doing, what your leader is not doing, what people protesting are saying about the leader and what they could be doing. You hear about things that are happening as far as the children are concerned. What's going on with the children? What's going on with the youth? There's a whole lot of diversity. There are over 82 different tribes and over 180 different languages in Ethiopia. They pay homage and pay respect to every tribe. To every tribe. In between commercials, they'll have one tribe who typically, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful and it was so amazing. Every time you changed the channel, it was a person of color. And for my white people listening, I mean this is no disrespect, but when you live in a country where you are constantly told that you're not good enough, when you're constantly told in a country that we can't give you this because you don't know how to govern it. You don't know how the system works. You don't know, trying to put you in your place, and then you go to a country where there's nothing but you doing everything that you were told and ingrained that you will not ever be able to accomplish. And then you see all of these people doing the very thing you were told you could not do. It blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. And it still blows my mind. How many of us have this perception of Africa that it's dirty and it's extreme poverty all the time, everywhere? Do you know in the areas of extreme poverty, because I went to the village. I went to the hood. I wasn't just with the Ritzies drinking Black Label the whole night. I went to the places where we live, where we have nothing. And even in places where we have nothing, we still had everything because we had family, we had community, we had friendship, and we had the ability to sustain ourselves. From growing our own food to killing our own cattle. And if you saw my Instagram, Facebook, you already know. We went ahead and I watched the entire ceremony. I was there for the entire ceremony. We picked out the sheep. We had a slaughterer come, a butcher come, and he did the ceremony. Apparently, only a man can perform the ceremony. Only a man can cut up meat. They take it all the way to biblical times when it comes to certain things. Only a man could, so they slaughtered the sheep, they skinned it, and I'm here watching the whole thing. Skinned it. You know how you have to cut up the chicken legs and cut up, did all that like it was chicken, like it was nothing. Put it in a pot. From there, it then got diced down, mixed in with some garlic and some red onions, and cooked over an open flame. That, I promise you, that was the best meat I ever ate in my life. It was so good. But when they were killing it, I was like, listen, I'm never eating meat again. I'm never doing it. But then as I watched the process and I watched, it's considered a ceremony. As I watched the ceremony, I was like, this is how it's supposed to be done. I'm not supposed to go to the market and get a piece of meat that I don't know how long that flesh has been dead. It was some of the reddest meat I've ever seen. It had little to zero fat content, and the pieces of fat that was in the tail or the pieces of fat that was in the like the chest, neck, back area, that was used as oil. Nothing went to waste. I saw nothing go to waste. When we went to a restaurant and we were unable to finish what was on the plate, it was rolled up, put in a plastic bag, and given to the kids outside. That the real lost boys, children without parents, 8 years old without parents, there is no child protective services. That child learns how to protect him or herself. I saw 12 boys band together, all of them parentless, living in a makeshift, I really don't, tent. A makeshift tent right next to the trash. But when they walked around and they played with each other, they were so happy. And it took me a couple days to understand their happiness, to understand their joy, to understand why they walked around holding hands, laughing, joking, playing with each other when those babies slept on the ground underneath a tarp. It wasn't even a tent. It was a makeshift, it was a tarp that kept the rain out. I want you to save your pennies, as my Nana would say. Put your pennies away, save your pennies, and get up and get out and go see the world. Don't think for 5 seconds that Boston has everything to offer you. Don't for 5 seconds think that Massachusetts has everything to offer you. Don't think for 5 seconds that America has everything to offer you. I am blessed that I was born here. I am an American citizen, but I need you to understand across the globe, there are people that wake up and dream about the problems that you have. And I woke up dreaming about having the problems they have. I can't tell you how bad I want to go back. going back to motherland. I want to go back to Africa. I want to see every country in Africa. For those who don't know, Africa is not a country. It is a continent and has countries within it. And in those countries, there are many 1,000 tribes with hundreds of languages. Ethiopia has never been colonized. Ethiopia was never conquered. I went to the museums and saw the history of Ethiopia and how once upon a time the Italians came in trying to conquer Ethiopia and they whooped ass and said, listen, I know we whooped your ass, but you're welcome to stay. There are so many Italians in Ethiopia. There's so many Asians currently developing and building in Ethiopia right now. You want to talk about gentrification? Oh, it's real. And it's not just in the United States, baby. I saw it firsthand as the Chinese are in Ethiopia right now building their stadiums, building their office buildings, building their infrastructure. They even built a toll road. I said, y'all better get a hold of this, because you finna be China in a minute. Y'all weren't colonized back a couple 100 years ago, but y'all keep messing around. China gonna colonize you in 2017. It was so beautiful. It was so gorgeous. It felt so amazing. Some of the pictures I've shared with friends, people are like, oh, that looks like my country. That looks like Trinidad. That looks like Jamaica. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I know I said don't buy another Mother's Day card. Don't buy another Father's Day card. That doesn't mean I can't wish you a Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Now, I would like for you to save up all your money. Birthday, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, all of these fake holidays that mean absolutely nothing. Spending money on Easter baskets, buying bunnies, and save your money. Save your money Pick a country and go. 617-282-0062. What country would you visit? What country would you go to? Doesn't have to be an African country. Where would you go? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? 617-282-0062. I want to motivate you today on Motivational Monday for you to get up, get out, and go somewhere. Where would you go? 617-282-0062. Where would you go? Good rising, caller, you're live. Good rising, baby. How are you?
Hi, Queen. How are you?
I am super fantastic. I feel absolutely amazing. I miss the motherland. I promise you, when I woke up today, I really wanted to hear the Muslim prayers, the cocking of the rooster, and the horns of, I don't even know where the horns came from. Maybe it came from the Ethiopian church. I don't know where it came from, but I really miss the sounds of Ethiopia.
You know, I've been wanting to go to Africa as well. So you're saying it's not like they show it on National Geographic, huh?
So there are parts, I'm not going to lie, there are parts of Ethiopia that I visited where there are extreme poverty. It is extreme poverty. People live in shanty towns. Damn near tents are their homes. There's little cuts everywhere that you have to get to go to somebody's house. But it is not the dust with flies on the corner of the baby's eyes. You know, it's not how you think about Ethiopia. And I also stayed in I stayed in the back bay of Addis Ababa. I stayed in the back bay. And even the back bay was still, you know, the truth is they are undeveloped. Ethiopia, when they went ahead and conquered the Italians, they were secluded from the rest of the world. There are a few years back, literally, their calendar is in, I think it's 2009 right now in Addis Ababa on their calendar. Literally, I went back a couple years when I went there. No, but their calendar, I believe, is 2009 right now. And they were completely secluded from the rest of the world. When they beat out the Italians, they said, listen, nobody else is coming in. If y'all want to leave, go ahead. But I love my country. I'm not going nowhere. But nobody else is going to conquer us. And that hindered their ability for their infrastructure, for their technology, for their sciences. So they're just now rebuilding when we were rebuilding back in, you know, the 40s and the 20s and during our industrial boom. They're just now having their industrial boom with help of the Chinese.
Yeah, there's definitely somewhere I would absolutely love to go. And you know what? I mean, I'm definitely going to try and make a promise to me and my family to at least go there. Now, do they actually consider us a part of them?
Baby, I can't tell you how many times I was spoken to in Amharic. I was spoken to in their language the entire time. From the time I got off the airplane to the time I boarded the airplane, everyone spoke to me like I was Ethiopian. I was given love and hug. They didn't hate me. They didn't, you know, disapprove of me. I don't know who found out TaylaAndre was in Ethiopia, but I did a radio show and I did a television show. And both asked me about the African American experience and what it will take to bring us home.
I like that. I really like that. Thank you, Tayla.
Anytime, baby. Anytime. 617-282-0062. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? If you could pick up today, and I heard that, baby. I didn't want to correct him mid-sentence, but you said, I am going to do my best and try. I don't want you to try. Did you wake up this rising? Yes, you did. So I want you just as certain as you woke up today. I want you to be as certain with your family to sit down and have that conversation and say, listen, you know, Billy Bob, your birthday's coming up. I really want to get you a birthday gift. I really want to spend this $1,900 on your birthday party. I really want to spend all this money, you know, celebrating your birth. But What I really want to do is show you where your birth came from. Generationally, where your birth came from. I want to show you Africa. I want to show you this country. So let's together pick this country. What country do you want to go to? Where do you want to visit? Because we are going, and I told the kids today, we're going back. I'm going back to Ethiopia as soon as tax season is over of next year. I'm going back. This time the kids are coming with me. Tickets are not cheap. But when I think about how much money I spend on nonsense every single day, every week, every month, collectively, I'd rather save my pennies, as Nana said, save my pennies, put them away, and take my family to see something they've never experienced before. No amount of movies can explain it. No amount of talking. I could talk for all week long. All week long, from Monday to Friday, with no breaks in between, no shows being played, just me, you, maybe a nap or two, wake up, tell another story, go to sleep, tell another story for a whole week, and you still will not understand the amount of love and compassion and humor. Our people are so funny. Everything's a joke. Everything's a joke. I saw two men fighting each other. As soon as they were done fighting, they gave each other a hug and walked down the street laughing. And from what I understand, that's just the culture. You never stay mad at anybody. You never hold a grudge with anyone. If you have a problem, you say it immediately. This is my problem. You hug, you embrace, and you keep it moving. What questions do you have about my trip? 617-282-0062. What places do you plan on visiting? And I don't want you to, what did Alex say about dreams versus goals? A dream is something that you have no control over. A goal is something you can plan for. What goals do you have? What countries do you want to see? Where do you want to visit? Plan for it, baby. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. If you could buy a pair of Jordans, if you could buy an LV bag, if you could get ready and play mas, playing mas that's a lot of money. That costume ain't cheap. Your dues ain't free. I would urge my Americans that have never lived in the West Indies, because I know we have a lot of West Indian listeners, and if you've lived in Trinidad, if you lived in Antigua, if you lived in Jamaica, you kind of understand a little bit more than the average American what it's like to go to Africa. Not completely. I'm not going to say you completely understand, but I'm going to say you understand a little bit more than an American does. But if you're an American born and you went to go visit home, I would say you too need to plan a getaway for yourself and your family to see the beauty of Africa, the magnificence of Africa. I wish I could post all the pictures and all the videos, but you guys would unfriend me. I would go from the friends that I have to no friends, no followers, because I took pictures of everything. Raheem said, I would love to visit the land of my ancestors. Raheem, I'd like to say that I love those African war mask sneakers that I received yesterday. Those things are heavy as heck. They feel like a newborn baby. Those things are so heavy. But I do thank you. My African war mask sneakers, absolutely amazing. Shout out to you, Raheem Raphael. They were created in Boston, Massachusetts. They were shipped to Italy to be manufactured and then shipped back to America for my feet, my size 8s. I do thank you. I do appreciate you. Grand rising to everybody that is currently on Facebook and YouTube Live. Today, far as Motivational Monday is concerned, I just want to motivate you guys to get up, get out, and go somewhere. Go anywhere. anywhere. And I want to know, where would you go? Where would you go? If you stacked up your coins, you stacked up the coins you were supposed to stack up, where would you go? What would you like to see? What country would you visit? And for my white people listening, for my Asians listening, for my Latinos listening, where would you go? Would you go to Ireland? Where would you go? I want to know, would you go to Thailand? Would you go to China? Would you go to Japan? Would you go to North Korea? Where would you go? If you did what you had to do and stacked your money right and got your ticket during an off season, and the same amount of money you would have paid for a round trip domestically, you went ahead and converted it to an international trip, where would you go? Would you cut out a cup of coffee a day, make coffee at home a couple days out of the week in order to save your pennies and get a passport? Where would you go? We're going to take a quick break. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I was gone for a long time, baby. I dipped out for a little while. I went to Africa. I saw the motherland. I heard the music. I ate the food. I sat and listened to our people. I heard the stories. I came out of pocket for every child, every woman that had their hand out, every man that had their hand out. There's no shame in their game. Just give me the money. What money do you have? You got some in your pocket? Just give it to me. I promise you there was a chick that told me just give me whatever you have. You got a coin? You got a penny? Just give it to me. I'm like, damn, can you be a little humble about your demands? Not even ask about your demands. No shame in their game about anything. I am TaylaAndre, Big City 101.3 FM. We will be right back. Just taking a short break. City 101.3. I missed y'all too. I can't tell you how much I missed you. Words cannot explain how much I missed y'all. And I just want to come back and inspire you guys to go back, because that's where I'm going. I'm going back.
In the Home Health Aid Training Program in 6 weeks, just 2 days per week. We offer the Medication Administration Program, or MAP. We also provide CPR, First Aid, AED, as well as ESOL classes. All classes can be taken during the day, evening, or on the weekend. All students who sign up today for our Nursing Assistant Program will receive...
I just want y'all to go to Africa. I just want y'all to go. I want to go back so bad. If you ever been to your country, if you ever been to Haiti, if you ever been to Trinidad, if you ever been to Montserrat, and you're like, yo, that's real life, that's living. It's living. When I told them I couldn't stay any longer and I had to come back to America, they were like, for what? I was like, because I have to work. I have to work. My kids are there. I need to put food on the table. I have to work. They were like, that American mindset. Work, work, work. For what? I was like, you're right. What am I working for? They don't pay me enough. What am I working for? It's so beautiful. And it's so amazing. None at all? How was your Mother's Day?
It was fantastic, beautiful. Nothing went wrong.
Well, I apologize for not calling you yesterday and wishing you a happy Mother's Day. I was completely overwhelmed with all of the festivities that have been going on this weekend.
I heard about them.
What you heard, Nana? What you heard?
I heard that your little birthday celebration was off the chain, as you young people say.
It was. So Saturday was Tyra's event. She is absolutely amazing. Her foundation is Keep Balance, where she was taking food from the Camp Harborview where she worked and bringing it to the Eastern Workers Alliance and keeping that balance because they were throwing away that food. And it's the off season right now, so she wanted to do something for the young people. So she had an event. The event was called Be the Change, and with Tyra's work and the work that she's doing in the community, she is being the change, and she just wanted to show other young people that they too can be the change as well. And that event was so amazing, and the whole family came out, all the Parkers, all the Bennetts were there. And then from there, I thought Tia just wanted to take me out for a drink, so I went out with Tia and Morgan for a drink, and the next thing you know, I'm on my way home, and the door opens, and there's 15,000 people in my house.
I knew about it. I saw the food on the grill that Terry was barbecuing, and it was so perfect. It was picture perfect.
It was, Nana. It really was, and they got me. They surprised me. I never had a surprise birthday in my life, but they definitely got me for the okie doke.
Well, sometimes they think that you deserve come,
Nana don't know, and none of y'all better snitch. Well, it was a beautiful thing, and I wish you were there, and I miss you guys so much. And tell Tori I said happy graduation. I know I won't be there. The kids and I won't be there, but we'll definitely be down there for the family reunion.
Wait, speaking of being proud of Tori, guess what he did yesterday morning at the church?
Tell me, Nana.
He took me, Shelly, Alex out to breakfast.
And he paid for it.
Had his $100 bill in his hand, ready to pay.
Aww.
But it was kind of cute because I knew we were going to go out to dinner, and I wanted to go to Logan's. And so...
This is my grandmother, but y'all, this is my daddy's mama.
Breakfast because he didn't say it, but we know breakfast food is cheaper. Because when we went to Logan's, I wanted a steak, and I had a ribeye steak. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Nana, you know I went to Africa.
I heard about your little travels. You just all abroad. Didn't you stop in Turkey?
Nana, I will never, in the history of my being on earth, I will never purposely go to Turkey, ever, in life.
And we stayed there almost 2 years.
Nana, they are so cold and so rude and so, like, they have no customer service, and that's just how they are.
It's a big difference. But, I mean, we lived among them, but all of our facilities, like schools and chapels, we had like a base, but we didn't have base housing. So we lived in the apartments in Turkey Town, and we had a school bus to come and take the kids to school and take us back and forth on base. But it's just different. It's just something to let you know what I found hard to believe, not that they were cold, it's like, kind of like, in the States we have, like, you could be dirt poor, kind of poor, well-off, well-to-do, filthy rich, and just, whatever. There's not too much of in between. Either you have something, or you kind of don't. They came and took my kids' shoes. They would beg for my children's clothes. This man came one day, he wanted to shine my shoes, and I gave him all the kids' shoes, polished them. He never came back.
So one of the things I noticed in Africa, a shoe shine is not necessarily a shoe shine. A shoe shine could be your sandal cleaning. A shoe shine could be your foot wash. A shoe shine wasn't those hard bottom men in the 3-piece suit shoe shine. Like, everybody could afford a nickel shoe shine, sneakers, shoelaces. They wash them things so good, Nana.
And see, when I was in Turkey, I had a maid that would come 3 days a week and clean my house, my apartment, for about $12 a day.
Well, Nana, I got a $175 massage for $12 in Ethiopia.
Huh?
You know how you get a Swedish massage? I know here in Boston you can get a Groupon and your massage might be like $60 on Groupon, but I got a Swedish full body massage for $12 American.
I'll tell you, in the United States, I couldn't afford a maid. There's no way I could afford a maid to come and clean my house 3 days a week. It was just $12 a day. But then the Turkish dollar at that time, I think it was 15 to 1.
So right now, I believe it's 3. It's like 3.7. Because when I had to do the conversions while I was in Turkey, like for instance, a bottle of water cost me $1.19. $1.19 is what they swiped my card for, but it was like 9 something Turkish dollars.
It's an experience. My thing is, I kind of wish that the children had been older so they could remember, but they were too young to remember. Eric remembers some of it. Your father does, but not a lot.
Well, Nana, have you ever been to Africa, Nana?
No.
Where would you want to travel if you could go anywhere in the world?
Probably Africa, I guess,
Which country?
That I'm not familiar, with South Africa and all the other countries. I'm not, because I don't know that much. I really don't know that. I don't know anything about Africa except that it's a country. And then when you think of Africa, you really think of poor, all poor, areas and no water, no food, no doctors, stuff like that. But then I know now by seeing on the media that it's not that way all over Africa. It's not like that. But that's what people think in terms of.
And Nana, you said that Africa was a country. It's a continent with many countries inside of it.
Exactly.
Well, Nana, I miss you so much, and I just wanted to hear your voice today and just let you know that I love you, and you are the greatest grandma, Nana. What else they call you? Gigi, Mama. You are the greatest, and I want you to know that I love you so much.
Yeah, I got a lot of little names going around in my lifetime. And Tori gave me a T-shirt with all the grands and great-grand, and some kind of way they forgot Mackenzie. Please don't tell Kevin. Mackenzie's name is not on there.
So can we just take it back and throw her name on there?
No, because they ordered it. And she said right now, she don't remember where she ordered it from.
Her credit card, remember though?
Yeah. We'll get another one. Made when she figure it out. But it's pretty because it's little pictures of little African American color, kids. Not a real picture, but and then your name is underneath it.
Well, shout out to Tori. It sounds like Tori doing big things, becoming a big man. He's 18 now, right?
Yeah. Tori's head is on his body so straight so far until it's scary, though. He is 18 years old. He has never given Shelly any problem. Never. And that's hard, That's hard to believe. Today, especially today. But he did go last week, Tayla, for his first driving instructions. Because, he's already got a car. It's out at my yard. He got Janine's car.
I'm just hoping she don't snitch and say something crazy.
You know that?
I knew that, but I knew he was like Shawn Michael and didn't want to drive until he was 40.
But let me just tell you this. He took the lesson last week. They do it every Wednesday. And when he came back, the instructor told him he did good. They took him to an empty parking lot and put out cones, and he did that. He had him do a 3-point turn. He hasn't put it on the road, but he probably will this Wednesday. So when he leaves, Tori tells Shelly, Mom, we could just fire him because I know what to do now. Tori do not know what to do, Tori. But that's good because his confidence is coming up.
I miss her so much. Oh, I miss my Nana. Nana, I miss you so much. I wish I could just hug you.
I miss my babies. Sometimes I think of the things that we went through last summer. You know, I enjoy them and everything. And I'm like, they're not coming this summer.
We are coming for the fourth family reunion, though, so we'll see you guys, and we'll probably extend our stay a little bit more than the family reunion.
That's just a hot second. But Tori's celebration is getting underway almost because your auntie Ida, going to get in Wednesday. She's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks. And because she's going to spend some time in Tuscaloosa with her sisters, and then she's going to go down in the country.
She's just stitching on everything right now.
But she'll get in Wednesday. Terry will get in Saturday. Morgan will get, she'll come to Atlanta next Wednesday. Come on down with Alex, Eric, and Val to the graduation.
Nan, I have a quick question for you. Out of all the years, so you lived in Turkey, didn't you do some time in Germany, like you did some other time overseas?
No, it was basically Turkey.
Why do you think, Nana, that more of us, like African American people or melanated people, like black people that do not feel at home in America, why don't you think that we venture out and go visit Africa or venture out and go see other lands? Like, why are we so secluded and keep ourselves bound in America? Why don't we look outside and see the rest of the world?
But you know, I will say this. Black people traveling, when I know financial media years ago was a lot less, and a lot of people could travel. But black people now are beginning to travel more. There was no such thing years ago as cruises because your stepmother is now on a cruise. There was no, and Shelly and Tori going to leave that Saturday after he graduates. They're going to take the train, he and his friends from school and their parents to New Orleans. They're going to board the ship there. But more blacks are now traveling more. Now, why they do not consider Africa as a place, I've known, like, Janine's mother used to go to Africa a lot before she retired because all her artwork basically is from Africa. I forgot to ask her what part she told me, and I forgot. But now, I can't tell you why we don't want to go to Africa. It crossed my mind. I think I had thought one time I want to go to Kenya because one of Travia's cousins on her father's side, she and her grandmother took her at 17 years old to Kenya. But why some people don't consider Africa like that, I don't know. I just say to each his own. But now blacks now are beginning to travel more. Because I got 2 cousins, you meet them at the reunion, Brenda and Ruby. They went about a month ago to England. And your uncle, your auntie Yvette's daughter, she spent 2 years. She just got back to the States. She's playing professional basketball. She spent 2 years in England. Finished her schooling and everything there. So blacks are traveling more now. Why they choose not to go to Africa? Because there's a stereotype. We all consider Africa as being all run down, poverty-stricken. And I know now it's not like that. Like you said, it's a continent. It's got its own countries and everything. So why people don't want to go there or choose not to go there, I can't speak for that. But now they're traveling more now. They're getting out of their little comfort zone and taking cruises and going to different countries. And because Alex X, the music teacher, Mrs. Ware, I think she's been to Australia once or twice.
Still home of original people.
People are traveling, but now why they don't go to Africa, I don't know. Your Uncle Norman was stationed in Ethiopia.
Let me call Uncle Norman, because I never knew that.
I believe those 2 kids, the last 2 kids were born in Ethiopia.
That's a beautiful thing. I'll call him later on today. I stayed in Addis Ababa. We went and ventured out a little bit into the village area, and Nana, it was so beautiful. It was gorgeous. The landscape was gorgeous. The food is amazing. And the love that they have, it's like they just love and embrace you. And there was one time where I went to MacArthur, and MacArthur is like a huge market. It's like 17 super Walmarts put together in the middle of the street. And it's bags of rice and bags of lentils and bags of spices and just bags of anything and everything that you could imagine. Incense that smell like perfume and incense that smell like fabric softener. Like it, Nana, it was so amazing.
But you know, Turkey has something similar to that. It's called a bazaar, B-A-Z-A-A-R, a bazaar. And you could go there and you could find
crossword puzzles, so she spell everything out.
You could imagine if you had the money, what all you could buy is called, everybody wants to at least go to the bazaar. But that's what it's called, the Turkey Bazaar. It's nice though. But it's good to go abroad. It's really, really good. I'm glad the kids, they've been, but they don't remember it. I wish they were older, but now they're on their own, and if they want to go, they can. They really can.
Well, I hope you have an amazing day today, Nana. I love you so much. I miss you. And I'm going to make sure Uncle Terry gives you hugs and kisses for me and the kids.
Stay on straight. Keep on doing what you're doing, taking care of your kids and handling your business and govern yourself accordingly. As I know now, I see Alice had put on her page one of my little sayings, and I told her my teacher taught me years ago, and when you argue with a fool, proves one thing, that there are two fools.
Well, Nana, I don't think I ever told you this, but I'm finna write a book, and it's called Nana Said. And it's my life story based on the principles that you taught me through the sayings that you still use today.
Saying I didn't make them up, Tayla. I got them from somebody else. You know where I get the govern yourself accordingly?
The Bible.
Our ex-pastor, he's dead, he's gone above now. But he would always say, you heard this, you heard that. He said, well, you get to do now is just govern yourself accordingly. And it just stuck with me. When that teacher told me this, I was like 7th or 8th grade. Arguing with the fool proves that there's two.
Well, Nana, you still said them, so I didn't say Nana created them. I just said Nana said. And they're just different sayings that you said that have always stuck with me and stuck by me and helped me govern how I govern myself.
And mommies always say, too, that if you don't try, I mean, you can only fail now. You can fail, but if you don't try, you'll never know whether or not you could fail or you could do something. So she said, nothing makes a failure but a try. You have to try.
Nothing makes a failure but a try.
Yeah, you have to try it. Then you'll know whether or not you can fail, and it's okay to fail. And then she had another one, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. If you can do it today, do it. Do not put, because tomorrow is not promised. Do not put off for tomorrow thing that you could do today. Do it today. Tomorrow is not promised. Now you want to make a phone call, say you're going to call somebody or visit somebody, or, you put it off. And I'm good at procrastinating myself. I'm guilty. And the older I get, the more I procrastinate. I promise you.
Thank you for your honesty, Nana. But I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Hugs and kisses, Nana.
Take care. I did y'all post something. I did see the little girl doing her rap at Kyra's thing. But I saw when you came in, and I think Christian put that. But do y'all have any other thing that happened at the party?
Oh, at my birthday party. So, Nana, I wasn't even thinking about, I have no pictures, I have no videos. I think we have video of me coming in and them saying surprise, and then we have video of them singing happy birthday, but I don't think we have anything on film, and I wasn't thinking about it. As far as Tyra's event is concerned, we didn't have a videographer, but we do have, certain friends and Tyra's friends and Tiffany's friends that recorded different performances, so we can really piece those together to get a bigger picture of what happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, okay, baby girl, Grandma loves you so much. I'll tell anybody, I said, they're not millionaires or whatever. That's okay. I don't have to have millionaires as grandchildren. I want my grandkids to love me. I said, but there's nobody in prison, nobody in jail, nobody incarcerated. And it's just good, y'all, just good grandchildren and so forth, good great grandkids. I'm like, I'm so proud. Because so many families can't say that. You know, some people have lost a grand or great grand to violence, and that hasn't happened. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I thank God. Don't think I don't pray for you guys, because God knows I do. I truly do. That I will keep your mind stayed on Him. And I don't know how often you go to church, but give God some of your time. Take the kids to church, or the church of your choice. I could never tell you where to go. But let them know, there's another side of life too. Because sure as you in this world, somebody put you here. You didn't put yourself here. There is a higher power. What you believe about it, who you believe He is Allah, Jesus, or whatever. But take some Sundays out and take the kids to church. I wish my son would go, but I've talked to him, and Shauna talked to him, and Terry just will not go to church.
The church lives within us all, Nana. So I go to church every day I wake up and give thanks and give glory.
I don't know the Bible that well, but some things I do know, I read, I understand. The Bible tells you to congregate yourselves together. Now, what does that mean? You go to church. That's the word. That's the Bible. Ms. Moore said from church. If you saw it, you remember her. Ms. Moore said, now that's the word. Congregate yourselves together.
Well, you know what? I'll go congregate with Uncle Terry, and we will congregate the church within us one together.
Yeah, you can go to his house and have church. I didn't say that, but you know what I mean? I just prefer going to
I love her.
People call God's house. But you can have service at your house. You can have church service, a prayer, a scripture, song, a testimony. Oh, yeah, that's church. But as long as you congregate, and it also says, when two of you or more are gathered in my name, I will be in the midst. That's the word.
Love you, Nana, and I hope you have an amazing day. I'll have the kids give you a call later today.
Okay, give them a hug for me. Okay, Tayla, love you too, baby.
All right. Y'all better not snitch. That's all I'm going to say. I wanted to share with you what I get anytime, every time I call that lady. Carrie Ward is my grandma. I love her to death. I love her to bits and pieces. But I wanted to share with you what she gives unto me and unto the family. That is our strength. That is our pillar. And I wanted to share that with you. And I will continue to share as long as y'all don't snitch. Okay? I don't know how to filter out the family from the inspirational. Because you're going to mix the two, merge the two together. Y'all going to hear family members' names you never heard before. You're going to hear family members' names that you don't even know. You're going to feel like you know my family after you get through speaking with Nana. But there is no way for me to otherwise document some of the wisdom that she instills into all of us, all of her grandchildren, her children, her nieces, her nephews. My grandmother is that auntie that everybody has lived with. My grandmother is that auntie that everybody has went to when they had fell on hard times, when they needed help, when they needed advice. My grandma is that pillar in our family. And I swear, I just want to share with you what I'm able to have. Because not everybody has that ability. Not everybody has a relationship with their grandmother. Not everybody has a grandmother. Not everybody has a grandmother that's of grandmother stature. Some of us got grandmothers that are out here acting like kids. So I am very blessed that Carrie Ward is my grandma. And I just wanted to share a bit of her with you, while also talking a little bit about, my experience abroad, her experience abroad, and why too many of us are not going abroad, even though she said black people finna travel now. They travel a lot more than they used to. They taking cruises. They going international. For Motivational Monday, I just want to motivate you to get up, get out, and go somewhere. Where would you go? 617-282-0062. Where would you go? If you were not afraid to travel, if you were not afraid to leave the United States of America, where would you go? What would you see? What is in your heart's desire? What did Nana just say about a try and a failure? What did she say? You can't fail unless you try. And you got to try. And I'm not even big on tries, because you can't try to wake up. You either do or you don't. Which one are you going to do? Are you going to leave the country? Are you going to save your pennies? Are you going to prepare your family for an international trip? Or are you going to hold off and say, I wish? Is there going to be a point in time when you're on your deathbed and you're thinking, you know, I wish I would have traveled. I wish I would have left the United States. Or are you going to do it? Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7, Motivational Monday. Where would you go if you could go and travel anywhere in the world? How are you making that possible for yourself and for your family? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this trip to Ethiopia. We're going to talk a little bit more about misconceptions of Africa. We're going to talk a little bit more about what would motivate you to get up, get out, and go somewhere. Big City 101.3 FM.
43.
Y'all like my Nana? Good rising. Hey, CJ. Not CJ. Oh, Dubai. What's your real name, Colvin? Can you just, CJ the Stickman, it is CJ. Can you just change your Facebook name so I know it's you? I wish I could share Nana with you guys all the time, because she is such a blessing. I love her so much. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. They forced you to change your name? Well, change it back. Elsie! Oh, I miss her. I feel so good. I feel so amazing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all still there? Where you at? There you go. I don't have the cover on my phone, so it's not staying straight. Happy birthday to you. Sound like gunshots coming out of that exhaust. We have a minute and a half before we come back up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If you guys want to call, feel free to call. If you missed me, if I missed you, if you got questions, 617-282-0062. We got this Reggae in the Park commercial coming up. And then from there, no, Soca in the Park. It's not Reggae in the Park. No. They say Soca in the Park, but I guess it's Reggae in the Park.
Get ready! Lions Entertainment and Scoopway Promotions brings you Soca in the Park. Soca in the Park. Saturday, July 8th. We are headed to Franklin.
So July 8th is Soca in the Park, and then the 14th is Reggae in the Park. I ain't been here so long, I don't know what's going on in the city. I do miss the city. I'm not going to lie. I do miss Boston. I do miss, like, I'll wait. Give me about 32, 35 more seconds. And I'll tell you everything I miss about Boston. But I miss Ethiopia more right now. I really am. I really am.
That's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.
I'm not happy about COVID either.
Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies.
I'm thinking about changing the politics, news, conspiracies to politics, news, interviews. So I would love to get your 5 cents on it.
You are now tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3 with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, TaylaAndre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked.
Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. We took a quick break. We just finished having a conversation with Nana as far as Motivational Monday is concerned. I went ahead and put her on the phone a couple weeks ago, and people hit me up like, Tayla, you know, I really love listening to your grandmother talk. I think she has so much wisdom, and I love, having her share that. And I can't tell Nana she's on air because she won't talk. She won't say anything. But if we just call her and talk, then I'll be able to document some of that wisdom, some of that, her amazingness. My grandma's dope, y'all. My grandma. That's my Nana. So I just returned back from my trip from Ethiopia. I spent 10 days in Ethiopia. I was gone for 12 days because it took 24 hours to get there. It took 24 hours to come back. So 2 days travel time, 10 days on the ground in Ethiopia. And I did miss you guys. I missed you guys tremendously. I miss speaking with you guys. I miss you guys calling 617-282-0062. I missed our infrastructure. If I missed anything about the United States of America while I was gone, it was our infrastructure. It was our roads. It was the fact that there were holes in the sidewalk that did not have caution tape. There were buildings that were being built using, I don't know what it's called here in America, but those metal things that outline the building as they're building, and they kind of put like that greenish, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It looks like cloth or like potato sack over it so you can't see them building. So all of those metal pieces that are around the building, those are sticks. Well, they're really skinny like sticks, but it's just wood. They're not metal, they're wood, unless it's the Chinese buildings. Then the Chinese buildings have the metal around them. But the fact that they build like it's 250 years ago, and the buildings are sound, and the construction takes years. But to see houses made out of mud, and the roof is made out of straw, but the insides are like, oh my gosh, this is not what it looks like on the outside. To stay in a villa is basically like a gated household. You have your maids that live in the back, the doorman that lives on the side. You have your driveway area, front yard, backyard. But because you are in a gated facility, you live on a villa. Multiple rooms, multiple bathrooms. Water pressure was horrible. I do miss that about America. We do have amazing water pressure. But it's not that different. It is not that different. I want us to stop thinking about Africa as for 10 cents a day you could feed this child. No, that is not Africa. That is only the part of Africa they want you to see, so you won't go there. I want you to see the Africa I saw. Pick a country, any country, and go. I swear from now until next year when I go back to Africa, I'm going to inspire each and every one of you to go. Don't buy another Christmas present. Don't buy another birthday present. Don't buy another Easter basket. What is an Easter basket with bunnies anyways? What is that? Another Christmas present, that pagan holiday. I want you to put your money together, save your pennies, and go somewhere, anywhere. Pick a country, pick a continent. Go. Get out of America. See what it's like elsewhere. Taste the food elsewhere. Listen to the music elsewhere. I can't tell you how much I miss between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. listening to the Muslims pray. I cannot tell you. I'm not a Muslim. But I loved listening to them pray. There were a few times I posted on Snapchat. All you hear is, no offense, I'm just saying from my own perspective, that's what it sounded like. And then 5 seconds later, it's, like it was dope. I felt like that was the most. Now that I'm back here on American soil, I fault myself for not turning on the voice recorder and just letting it record the sounds of Ethiopia for hours at a time. So when I came home and started missing the motherland, I could just press play and hear the Muslims praying, the buildings in the background, the people waking up for the day, the roosters crowing or cock-a-doodle-doodling, whatever they do. It was just beautiful. The air was heavy. Here in Boston, we are, 400 feet above sea level. In Ethiopia, I was 7,700 feet above sea level. It took me when you get whoopings back in the day, because we can't whoop our children like we used to whoop our children, but when you used to get a whooping, you gotta take extra breaths to breathe because you got knocked out. That's how I felt in Ethiopia. A lot of people were like, Taylor, you gotta go to the hospital, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It was just every couple of breaths, it took me I needed to take another deep breath. And it was because I was 7,700 feet above sea level. I was in the mountains, damn near. But it was beautiful. The air was beautiful. The atmosphere was beautiful. You could feel the energy of love that was beautiful. The marketplace, like I was telling Nana, I went to Mercato. It's like market with an O on the end. And there in the market, if you're not Ethiopian, you will not go to Mercato. Unless you go to Ethiopia with somebody who is Ethiopian, with an Abisha, you will not, I went to a forbidden place where tourist travelers do not enter, period. When I went, I was the specimen. I was the sheep. I was examined from top to bottom. There was nowhere I could go in Mercato where I was not being looked at, examined, and I even had people taking pictures of me. While I'm over here taking pictures of other people, taking pictures of the city, taking pictures of the village, having people say, no pictures. I was having pictures being taken of me. Ooh, look at this weird specimen. From lentils to rice, and different kinds of rice. Jasmine rice, basmati rice, wild rice, black rice, green rice. There's rices I didn't even know existed. Bags sitting as tall as your hip. Just bags of rice. Bags of potatoes. Actually, they weren't bags of potatoes. They were potatoes that were placed on bags in piles of 6 or 7 because that's how they were sold. Peppers that were placed in piles of 10 to 12 because that's how they were sold. Onions that were placed in and they're stacked up on top of each other in like little cute designs. Lentils and beans and spices and curry and pepper and garlic, and I brought home some pieces of garlic that came out of the ground salted. It was mind-blowing to me because the way it was explained to me was the garlic is put in the ground with salt, with pieces of salt, and it is grown in the salt, and then when it's finished growing, it's salty. So I have garlic salt that grew out of the ground. I don't know how it's done. I'm completely ignorant. All I know is I've been chewing on garlic salt since I came back. I got a bag of it. I wish I got more. I can't wait to go back. And I forced myself. I was like, nah, I'll get a little bag. So this will last me a year, and I'll be back in a year because I'm going back. I'm already saving my pennies. Hey, you want to go out to lunch? No. I don't want to go anywhere. I will cook food at home. Do you want something to drink? No. I will drink at home. Tayla, do you want to meet me? No. I want to save every single last one of my pennies so my children can experience what I experienced. When I saw 8-year-olds leaving their house, going out into the world to shine shoes. Working. Those babies were working. To watch adults bust their behind and work. But even in the midst of work, they still know how to relax. They still know how to, chill out. So their systems aren't completely developed like we are here in America. So you could go to the bank, and while you're at the bank, the computer system completely shut down and won't come back on for another 3 to 4 hours. So what do? The bank owner goes ahead and tells the coffee girl to start the ceremony. And the coffee ceremony is about 45 minutes to an hour. Smells absolutely amazing for any coffee enthusiast. If you like coffee, you will love Ethiopian coffee because I hate coffee. Coffee to me is an acquired taste like beer and cigarettes. I don't like nan one of them. Not coffee, not cigarettes, nor beer. I hate all 3. But the coffee in Ethiopia, the scent of it just awakens you. The scent of it makes you feel alive. The scent of the coffee alone is mind-blowing. If I was a coffee drinker, the coffee I drank in Ethiopia would prohibit me from drinking any coffee here in the States unless it came from Ethiopia. They roast the coffee beans in front of you. And then the part of the ceremony where they walk around and fan the scent so you can smell it. And then they even put like a little green leaf in it that makes it like, I hate coffee, but the coffee in Ethiopia is mind-blowing. It was amazing. But you could be at the bank trying to withdraw some money, trying to put some money in, and the banking system completely collapses. The electricity is out, the computers are down. Oh, we'll be back up in 4 hours. No worries. And nothing is ever a worry. Nothing is ever a problem in Ethiopia. There is never a problem. No worries. Never. There's never an issue. There's never a problem. There's nothing that you should ever be upset about. No worries. We have a caller on the line, 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good rising, Tayla. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I love listening to you, but I was a little bit worried. I didn't know if you went on vacation, but I appreciate you. You did take a break and came back. One thing I like to say this morning is just like, if my people will save their money and take a good trip out of the country, out of the United States, I'm telling you, when they come back, they'll work 10 times harder to appreciate what we have here. That's what I have to say. So have a good one. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you. And I think I'm excited that you said thank you for coming back, because I promise you I wanted to stay. If it was not for Tyra's event yesterday, Keep Balance, Be the Change, the youth networking event, it was absolutely amazing. It was at the Boys and Girls Club, and I was the host. And if I was not the host, I promise you I would not be here today hosting, because I would have extended my stay for another week. When I told Ethiopians that I was only staying for 10 days, they said, You can't do nothing in 10 days here. A minimum is 30 days. You have to stay here a minimum of 30 days. So next year, around this time, I most likely will be gone for 30 days, because I am going to Ethiopia and I am kicking back. I am relaxing. I am saving every single last one of my pennies so I can be dipped off, deuced out for 30 days. There are no words to describe the lifestyle that they live. And when I say no worries, they're not stressed out. Here in America, when you start losing weight, when your face starts thinning out, they're like, ooh, baby, you stressed. When you start getting fat in Ethiopia, that's when you stressed. I don't know how it works, but people kept thinking I was stressed, because I promise you, I was the fattest person in Ethiopia. Those babies are stick figures. They never seen nothing like me. I promise you, I was the specimen of a lifetime. Like, what is that? What kind of Abisha is that? Baby, I'm not Abisha. You look Abisha. You're beautiful like Abisha. Like, everything is in comparison to Ethiopia. I saw Lucy. I saw the first Homo sapien that they dug up millions upon millions. When they dug her up? Back in like 67, 73? Dyslexia Israel. But they proclaim that Lucy is like 43 million years old. The birthplace of people, birthplace of humans, birthplace of melanated creatures. And there's a complete museum that is like, black people, you are God. And I couldn't even take pictures, I couldn't even take videos, because I was so in the moment of absorbing everything there was in that museum. I saw Haile Selassie the first. It's really Haile Selassie the first. But I saw Selassie's chair. I saw his wife's chair. I saw the pimped out hat and umbrella. Yo, let me tell you, we used to rock some of the finest gear ever. I was about to say in America. But the clothes were hand embroidered with jewels and amethysts and rubies and all of these things we take for granted, because I want a diamond. America wants you wanting diamonds, but when you start seeing these crystals and these elements that were pulled out of the ground that don't look like pieces of glass but actually look like substance, on clothes, on umbrellas, there aren't any words that I can give you. The paintings that come to life, that tell stories, that awaken your soul, I cannot tell you in words, baby. You have to get up, get out, and go somewhere. And I don't care if you don't choose Ethiopia. I don't care if you don't choose Africa. I don't care if you go to Australia. Hey, Aboriginals, they may not be there anymore, but once upon a time, those were the only people that lived in Australia. I don't care if you go to Wales. I don't care if you go to Turkey. I don't care where you go, but I want you to experience something different. Get out of America. Get out of your backyard. Get out of your own head. If you can afford, shall be from Tennessee, if you can afford $160 a month on your cable bill, if you can pay $8,000 a year on entertainment, if you can stop eating out and realize all the food that you want to eat, you make better at home anyways. How many times have you been outside? You're like, I don't even know why I come here. I make this dish better. I make bomb macaroni and cheese. Can't nobody see me in my crab cakes. Can't nobody see me on my steak. Stop wasting your money and giving it away. Go to the market, pick up what you need, go home and make it yourself. Save your pennies, get up, get out, and go somewhere. See the world. I can show you the world. I can't, but you can. And you can show your children a side of life that they could never imagine, that they can never see on television. I didn't realize what time it is. We have come all the way to the top of the hour. I am TaylaAndre. You've been listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I've been MIA for a little while, overseas, enjoying life, loving Ethiopia, loving Abishas, loving the food, loving the culture. I don't even think I can eat with with fork anymore because I've been eating gusha with my hands for the last 2 weeks. The way that I eat, they say, she's supposed to be here. Like, she is supposed to be Ethiopian. I don't think she's really American. I think we need to kidnap her. She needs to stay here. I could do 6 months abroad and then 6 months here just to keep taxes. I really could. I'm telling you from literal experience, baby. You could do 6 months abroad and 6 months here. If you have a job that allows you to travel, if you have a job that allows you to work from home, I urge every single last one of you. Your child can't miss XYZ days of school. Your child will gain more from international travel than sitting in a chair listening to a teacher that came from Arkansas to come teach your baby so Teach for America can pay off their debt. I promise you, your baby will learn more abroad than sitting in front of a broad telling them half-truths. I said it. I said it because I can. I want to give a huge shout out to Go Fund Yourself, prevent begging from being a part of your legacy. This is May 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 88 Warren Street in Roxbury. The YPN, Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts Young Professionals Network, partnering with TaylaAndre of Thumbprint Realty. This is free and open to the public. Invite your friends, invite your family. We're talking about estate planning as far as wills and trusts are concerned, guardianship, avoiding probate issues, life insurance, paying for funeral expenses, final wishes and burial options, as well as healthcare proxies. You guys know why I feel so passionate about this. I believe that my auntie would still be alive today if she had a proper healthcare proxy. Whoever is in charge of your healthcare makes the decision about your life care. So be mindful, and if you know nothing about how to prepare for your future, make sure you come out May 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that is at the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. Yes, there is parking. Yes, we will have food. Shout out to Prestige Cuisine, who fed us on Saturday at Tyra's event, and they will be feeding us again at the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts on May 20th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. In case you didn't get it the first 3 times, I want you to come out. Go fund yourself. Prevent begging from being a part of your legacy. How many people have lost loved ones and needed to start a GoFundMe to bury that baby, to bury their grandmother, to bury an auntie? I learned from Nana because Nana's burial is already paid for. When Nana dies, the only thing we need to do is transfer the house into her family member's name because everything else is done. She did everything before she left. So I already know those steps that need to be taken as far as I'm concerned, but a lot of us have no idea. Come learn. Come figure it out, baby. You don't have all the answers, Sway, but together we can learn together. Boston Business Builder Professor Devin Robinson is coming. You guys remember we had a conversation with Professor Devin Robinson. He was talking about how, as a professor, he was going to get his master's, and then while he was going to get his master's, they were preparing him to be a worker. It's just like, how you want me to have my, not his master's, his PhD. You want me to have my PhD and still work for someone else? He said, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not going to continue to teach people how to work for other people. He said, I create job creators. I create people that create jobs for other people. You're not going to sit here and have a PhD and send me to work for someone else. It's not going to happen. And I'm not going to keep my people enslaved like this. I create job creators. Professor Devin Robinson is also the one who has opened Black-owned beauty supply stores. He opened one in Brockton, and we're going to talk with him about opening one here in Boston. Professor Devin, begin, build, breakthrough, business, entrepreneurship, success. I create job creators. The Urban Business Institute provides a range of advanced opportunities for entrepreneurs to take their business to the next level. Entrepreneurs are trained, consulted, and assisted with the launch or growth of their business and or ideas by other successful entrepreneurs. The beauty supply retailing is a $15 billion sector with 96% of its revenues coming from Black people, but only approximately 3% of the stores are Black owned. Professor Devin Robinson is coming to Boston June 25th to teach us how we can open our own Black-owned beauty supply stores, how we can support one another, how we can do what they do in Ethiopia and create a community of loving businesses that support one another. When I tell you there were 17 boutiques next to each other, I have pictures to prove it. 17 different boutiques next to each other. And one of the common questions that I had was, how is there 17 different boutiques that sell almost identical products? They sell almost the exact same dress, the exact same shoes, the exact same hat. How is it that these boutiques are all still open? Because we learn here in America, supply and demand. If you have too many people supplying, the demand's going to be low. But one of the things that I learned in Ethiopia is it's about relationships. A Walmart would never sustain itself in Ethiopia because the people are too proud to go outside and shop with someone they don't have a relationship with. Throw a .com behind it and you'll find everything TaylaAndre. I thank you, I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Big City 101.3 FM.
Right, baby, you know what it is? It's Egypt.
Oh, I missed you. Today I don't feel like doing anything. That's a lie. I'm working, I'm grinding. Ethiopia instilled something in me that I can't explain. There is something in me now that wasn't in me before, and I'm ready, set, go. And I'll see you at the top.